Hey guys, it's Gamo here again with finally my last battle report out of this last surge of updates and going into the AOS age. And who knows what's going to happen after this, but I'm sure I'll be playing still a fair bit of 8th. I've still got slow grows to finish, and at least at this point, I'm viewing it Age of Sigmar as a new game. So whether or not I'll be playing that as well as 8th, we will see. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to still get some 8th in. Unless something radically changes in the next few days once we get the war scrolls and stuff. Anyway, so this one is a casual game, 2,500 points at the local club on the weekend, and it's my Empire versus a Demons of Chaos, and I just wanted to check out this awesome a simple conversion, but I mean, I've never played against a Jabba Sloth, whatever it's called, so I didn't even recognize it initially, but he's using it for a great Uncle one, and it looks excellent. And I think I'm going to do a similar thing with my demons when I bring in some Nurgle filth. you know, Pretty simple, effective paint job, but yeah, it looks great and totally different to some of the other ones that you see around. So yeah, just thought I'd bring that up before we get going. So Magic, he's got a level 4 of Nurgle. He's got Plague Wind Curse, Leper, Fleshy Abundance, and Rancid Visitation. So Um, yeah, Nurgle's pretty balanced and not too, it's not massively scary, but it's also got some pretty bad stuff in there. Nurgle's already quite tough. Throwing regen and stuff on them makes it even worse. So I'll run through the list when we go through the deployment, but I've basically got a level 4 of metal and a level 3 of light. I've got Final Trans, Enchanted Blades. Uh, I originally thought I was going to be playing a Chaos Warriors player. There's a guy at my club who we've been trying to play each other for like 2 years and we still haven't. And then he's playing War Machine at the moment, trying to with the AOS rumors. So he was having an intro game of that, and it took way too long. So I ended up playing this other Demons player, and then I've got Shem's Banishment and Barona's on my level 3. So not bad selection of spells, stuff that he's got to be worried about, which is sort of good. And played on my same battle mat and the train that I set up for the last game, and he rolled off the sides. He chose the other side, and as soon as I saw the building, like I usually do, I thought I'm going to go and try and sit in there and see what happens. So I've got, yeah, and we've just got Impassable, Forest, the usual setup that you saw in the last game. Just run through what he's got. So he's got 2 blocks of Plague Bearers, 25 big. I mean, I don't think I've ever killed um, a unit of Plague Bearers, unless they're like 10. They're just so bloody hard. And then he's got Heralds in both with giving him the 4-up regen. He's the one on the right's got BSB. He rolled Fencer's Blade. You can see some Furies at the front. They're just proxied. There's his cool Great and Clean one out the back. He's got +1 wound and that Plague Flail thing, whatever it is. And then he's got a Soul Grinder, and that's Mark and Nurgle as well. So Nurgle with some Corn. He's got 2 units of Screamers as well as 2 more units of Furies. He originally, I think, had a 2,400 point list for someone else and then just added in some Furies and stuff. Maybe a lesser gift or something. So yeah, we were just going, like after seeing Once Bitten's reports and things, I wanted to bring out all my halberds and well, proxying my spearmen for halberds as well, just to have a bit of a play around. And it was a bit more of not a massively cranked out list, but also, it's got some bite to it though. So I've got 2 units of 42 halberdiers, and I've got a crap ton of characters just for fun. So level 4 metal and a warrior priest in that unit. And then my level 3 light, my witch hunter, and a arch lector in that unit. The plan was always, when I saw the terrain, is to put 1 unit in the building, and if I have to, throw my characters in there as well, just to try and keep them alive for a bit longer. I got 2 units of um, archers there. Just one's a detachment for it. They're each an attachment for each of the halberdiers. Then I've got 4 demis. I think they've got Gleaming Pennant. You can see my Hurricaneum. I've got double Hellblaster with a Engineer, Reeksguard Knights, and a Stank. I deployed back, so I thought they'd rush at me. So I was debating whether or not to put the Hellblasters in front or not, and I just thought, well, I'll probably get the Knights, the Demis, and the Stank up there to sort of disrupt things. And then he's got so many. I think he's got, well, what's got 5 units of flyers. I thought, well, surely they're going to be coming and they're going to be in range at some point, so I might as well put my Hell Blasters back and give them an extra little bit of distance, failed charges, stuff like that. That was the idea of putting them out the back. And quite possibly might not see a lot of these guys, so I thought I'd take some pics. Put a few of them on the report. Anyway, so I roll up first turn, and yeah, my left unit goes in the building, and I basically move up a bit, but I want to stay out of charge range. I need a couple of turns, hopefully, to try and take out that soul grinder. That's what I want to try and do. So I've only got a cannon and, magic, so yeah. Anyway, so I get 4 steam points, and 2 of them I go towards. I only rolled a 7 for movement, which is actually pretty good because I'd rather stay a little bit further back with the stank, and then I send the Reeks guard over to the right just to eventually, hopefully, get a charge on a flyer or something like that at some point. I think that's just a shot of where my stank is looking. So magic came about 7 to 6, and I just 6 dice, got it up irresistibly banishment. And I put 2 wounds on the grinder. I went with banishment, only level 4, but I thought everything's going to be hitting it on 6s anyway. Wounding it on 6s, so I might as well go for banishment with 3 to 6 hits. Get 2 wounds through, and he wards them both, which sucks. And then I get the cannon and hit him as well, and he warded that as well. So I'm a little bit worried at this point. And then he moves forward, and I think they all moved up pretty quick, but probably not. I can't remember if that was full 8 inches and 12 inches or whatever they moved, but it's fast enough to start scaring me anyway. And these come around the side. The screamers, you can just see him over on the right there, so he's staying well out of the Hellblaster range. He's going to try and take them out first. And then he gets 7 dice, and 3 dice is Curse of the Leper. I dispel that like that's on his Soul Grinder. I just don't want it. It's probably silly. Like initially I went, yeah, I don't want it tougher, and then so I dispel that. But really, like I just said in the first turn, I'm wounding it on 6s as it is, so who cares if it's tougher? So that was a bit of a dumb dispel. He has 4 dice left, and he gets Plague Wind off, and it goes straight through my units here, but past lookout sirs and stuff, and he doesn't really kill a whole lot, so it wasn't that bad, but it is sitting out the back there, not off the table. So that's just some of the deaths that he caused. And then his Stone Thrower goes whack right on top of my steam tank and takes half its wounds off. So now I'm a bit worried. If I can't get this thing moving around, I'm going to have some trouble. So I go on my turn 2, and at this point, I figure with the steam tank, I might as well go for 4 steam points again, because if I misfire, I want to be able to still generate some steam points and get a cannon shot off. I do roll a misfire, and I get that one where you gain and lose steam points, and I just rolled a 1 or 2 or something on that, so I've only got 6 wounds now, but I'm easily able to shoot the cannon and stuff like that. Reekscar don't really do a whole lot. I think they just back up to get out of charge range of the Screamers, and so the Furies are anything that can really charge them. Artillery is useless where it is, so yeah, I'm finding I should have put them on the 24-inch line and let them get taken out, and at least they would have been able to shoot at something. And the archers start the chaffing game and just start moving up to get in the way of the plague bearers and things. The demis are waiting for one more turn to go in for the charge. I'm figuring at this point that if I can get a charge off, I'm happy. If the Soul Grind charges me, it charges me, and if not, I'm going to charge it. At least try hold it up and hopefully put some wounds. Again, I'm going to be wounding on 6s, but what can you do? Not a whole lot. So magic's 10 to 4. Oh, by the way, I think at this point I moved all my characters into the building as well. So I have 4 dice gems on the Great Unclean one, and he throws his dice at that to dispel it. And then I have 4 dice Final Trans and get it off irresistibly, and just a 1 level drain on my wizard, which isn't that bad, but I do lose Final Trans. But the great news is I take 10 Plague Bearers off, or 11 Plague Bearers, and his BSB. He rolls a 6 for his BSB. And that really changes it there, because now I'm thinking, okay, that's a chunk of point. If I can take that Plague Bearer unit out, and maybe that Soul Grinder, that's not looking too bad. I might be able to do something here. Um, Again, yeah, so yeah, like I was saying, I misfired and just got one extra steam point, lost a wound. And I hit, and he wards the cannon shot again. So this style grinder is just proving to be a pain in the rear. There is the soul grinder is actually in range of my left Hellblaster, but because of the heavy cover and all that stuff, it. Oh yeah, I actually did roll a misfire, re-rolled the misfire, and rolled another one, so it was at half shots as well, and it really didn't do jack to the grinder. So he's coming in. These guys are moving up more, and he's sent one set of Furies made it into my Reek Scout on the flank. Not too worried. Hopefully I can roll some one-up saves, or well, three-up saves with their charge strength. But he's playing pretty conservative. He doesn't really charge any of my guys. Yeah, he's not. I guess looking back at this battle, I'm wondering if he should have been way more aggressive against me, but he hasn't charged here. And I don't know what that is showing. Sorry, guys. It's just a picture. Maybe the Furies around. You can see the Furies around the left side of that building there. He's going to attack my war machines. And, just want to get some good picks for, for the battle reports. This time I let Cursor Leper through. He's got a 7 dice magic phase, so like I said, I'm wounding it on 6s anyway, so who cares? And then he 5 dice is Plague Wind, and I do a 7 dice Dispel on that, so get rid of that. It did move around too, and I can't remember where it went, but eventually it went off the table or misfired or something. Can't remember. Over on the right, the knights they lose. I lose 2 knights to the flesh house. They called the Furies there, but we're able to reform thanks to being stubborn. And then I get in my turn 3, I get off a great double charge, crisscross charge here. So the demis needed a pretty high charge. I think it was might have even been a 10. But they rolled it, and that is just awesome because now I know that. And they went first, so they went flying in there, and they're only a 3-inch base or whatever it is, and there was just a corner for my steam tank, and it needed something. Can't remember, but I got it. I didn't actually misfire on this turn, I don't think either. So the steam tank's into the sides of those plague bearers. So looking forward to see what I can do there. If I can kill out a rank or so of them, then they're heaps more manageable. Um, And then I just have to worry about chaffing up that other unit of plague bearers. I think the soul grinder will be stuck there for a little bit with the demigryphs, and then we'll just see what we can do. So yeah, so this is probably the turn I threw all my characters into the building, and then sent these halberds heading the other way towards the war machines. I'm figuring at some point they're going to be taken out or not, and I want to have a unit over there that I can just charge some of this crap and get it off the board. Right now they're sitting within 12 of the building just so they're getting rerolls and stuff because, well, they're only going to be on leadership 7 or whatever they are without any characters in them. My Hurricaneum hooked up as fast as it can, but it can't keep up with those demis, so those demis, I'm going to have to try to get enchanted blades off on the demis to get as many hits as I can. And this is just over here, you can see that. Oh, the Hellblaster shot a couple of, shot a Screamer off, that was about it. Again, poor, very low rolling on the Hellblaster, which was a shame. Magic's 8 to 5. I can't remember if it's Banishment or Shems into the Ground and Clean one. I actually get a wound, but that was about it. And then I go for, I think it was Banishment into that one, and I went Shems into the Furies, and rolled like 1 hit and killed 1. So it would have been nice to take that unit out. But we are able to pop those Furies and reform this way, so, he doesn't have to charge me, he can fly over the top, but I'd rather him try to take these guys on, and I'm able to try to take out a few of his units. And I come in and I roll a massive 6 impact hits with 3d3 plus d6. I was like, you're kidding me. That sucked. However, he failed all 6 ward saves. So, hey, it all averages out in the end. So I actually killed 6. So it was probably better than I thought I was going to do anyway. Yeah, because he has the 4 up. Oh, no, he doesn't have, he's only got 5 up regen on these guys because that's right, the BSP died. So I can't complain. I mean, 6 now. There's only 9 guys. I mean, surely I can kill 9 toughness 4, 5 up ward people. And the demis, I mean, I think we just, it looks like, I think I did a wound to him and he did a wound to me, um, and he stuck. He rolled enough, like I didn't, which sucks because, he's on, well, he's on leadership 9, and I beat him by 1, probably 2, I guess, in this round because I charged an Havana. But, yeah, he rolls low enough on his, whatever it's called, unstable test, whatever it is. So I didn't get any more wounds off him. And into Demons 3. So here we go. The Screamers just ignore that fight and come and hit both Hellblasters. So, I mean, Artillery and Engineer, total waste of points in this game. The Looks like, yeah, these other Furies have come into my Reeks Guard, so that's fine. These left Plague Bearers are going into that chaff. They'll take them out. Nothing much happens. Actually, you can see the Plague Bearers are on 4, yeah, because I did so I did 6 in the impact hits on my turn, and obviously that's combat res. So yeah, I won by heaps, and then they crumbled more. So that's why there's only 4 left. So yeah, that was a great charge from the steam tank. And now I'm pretty confident I can take that unit out, provided my steam tank can live long enough. Anything else to explain there? Probably not. And then he rolls 12 on the magic phase. That sucked. Yeah, he came around my side going, where am I going to put these plague bearers? And then a casual game. I went, I'd probably put him in front of the Hurricaneum, stop me getting up close to the Demigriffs. Yeah, that's a good idea. And they went down in front of the Hurricaneum. So my demis are gonna be a little bit more alone for a while. I would have been able to get into 6 inches by next turn otherwise. And if I got Enchanted Blades off as well, that would have been, demis hitting Nurgle on the 2 up or something. So wasn't to be. And with 12 dice, what did he throw? Curse of the Leper on these guys. He got that off irresistibly, so because that would have made me what do I do there? You could get him up to toughness 6. I probably would have wanted to use Dispel Dice on that one. But yeah, he gets it over irresistibly, so I don't have to make the decision. He loses 3 dice with whatever misfire thing it was. I don't know what it was. Nothing bad. Miscast. He has 3 dice left, so he throws it all at Plague Wind, and he gets that off irresistibly again. And it goes through my demis, takes out a demi, takes out some more archers, and then takes out about 5 guys in the building. But yeah, I was lucky that didn't take all those archers there, because I'm going to need them to block up that Plague Bearer unit again next turn. Can't even remember what his miscast did, but he got away with it. So 2 miscasts and he's fine. I dispatch of those. Oh, his Screamers dispatch of 1 Hurricaneum and Hellblast and run into my Engineer, and I get rid of his Furies and reform. His Rigsguard are paying for themselves, that's for sure. The other Hellblaster goes as well, and these Screamers end up off the board. A little bit annoying here too. I should have thought of a little bit more in advance and moved my Engineer, because now I can't even get those those knights. So my halberds can't even get in on a charge in those Screamers, which sucked. Measured it as much as I could, and it just couldn't make the wheel. So it looks like he knocks another wound or so off the demis. I don't even know if I get any through to him, and he holds. And he's reformed the Plague Bearers that way. Trying to remember if that was his turn or my turn. This is still his turn. Yeah, Demons 3. What am I? Sorry, guys. Yes, Demons 3. Yeah, so those archers die and he reforms this way. Now we're into my turn. So the steam tank does another misfire and just gains 1 and loses 1, so that's not too bad. And then send my 2 archers over there to that left Plague Bearer unit to just block him up a little bit longer. The Rigsguard come into the rear of those Screamers, and I can't get that halberd unit anywhere, so I start not knowing what to do with it, and it sits around. I also don't think it could have even charged the small Plague Bearer unit, so I don't know. I think it was sort of stuck to nothing. The Hurricaneum goes into those 7. I don't expect it to. Like I just didn't want. I'd rather get a charge off an impact hit. Say they're going to charge me next turn, so let's go. Even though I don't know if it can even beat them. Yeah, you can see my steam tank's on 7 wounds now, which isn't good. But I've got 5 steam points, so I can do 3 grinds and a strength 3 breath weapons. So surely I can dispatch these bloody plague bearers. Magic goes 10 to 5. I 3 dice enchanted blades at the demis. He lets that one through. And then I 6 dice the boosted shems into this guy, and don't get it off. I think I just get it off. I think he can't, like he tries to spell and doesn't roll high enough. I managed to get 3 wounds on this guy, so now he's down to 2. Makes it a lot more scary for him getting into combat. So I've lost another demi, and I've only still done 1 wound to this thing. So I'm going to lose these demis if they're not careful. And then into his turn 4, I've popped the plague bearers too by now, so my stank's sitting there doing nothing. And this guy comes flying in and hits my demigriffs in the flank. He's got that plague flail thing, so he's got like +2 strength, strength 8 or something, so it's a bit of a worry. He wants to really kill these guys outright so he can overrun, I think was his plan, but we'll get to that in a minute. I don't know what happened here, but it looks like down the bottom we didn't even do anything to those screamers, so they're still sitting around. These other ones have come on and bombed those halberdiers and only took out 1 or 2. And then I think they're the same initiative level, so this Great Unclean one kills my demigriffs. My demigriffs attack the grinder and actually kill it. I don't know what happened, but I rolled enough wounds and that thing died. Yeah, I really need to get my opponent to explain what happened here on this slide, because I'm looking at it going, why didn't you overrun? You just reformed to look at my stat. I think I just cannot remember us discussing this, because I would have thought he would have wanted to overrun, unless his straight ahead overrun wouldn't take into my steam tank anyway. I can't remember, but I would have thought he would want the plus bonuses to strength. Maybe at the time he was worried that just my grinds would be able to get him, and maybe he wasn't even going to go into my steam tank, but I just hope for a misfire that I can't move. I can't literally cannot remember the what the process here was of why he didn't overrun. We popped the screamers finally, but my engineer dies. And I don't think my Hurricanum does anything to those plague bearers in the middle, and it gets a wound in return. So into my turn 5, and I managed 3 steam points. And I remember this, having a discussion. Do I go 4 and hopefully have a strength 2 breath weapon? Or do I just go 3 and keep it safe and make it in? And I went 3 and I didn't even misfire. I rolled like a 2 on the misfire dice, so I could have thrown 5 steam points at the bloody thing. But yeah, enough to just turn around and just smash straight into the Great Unclean one. So this is going to be good. These Riksguard Knights make a charge in the flank of these plague bearers. And my other halberdiers and my halberdiers in the building, they're just all having a party. They're not doing anything. I'm taking on this whole army with steam tanks and magic and and some demigriffs. Yeah, all I've done is reformed, and I got lazy, just reformed. Didn't bother going into bus and stuff, even though I knew there was a plague bearer unit coming down. And then I roll up 12 dice, or ended up getting 12 dice with Hurricanum and all that. 12 to 6. Banish those screamers out of here. And pop. Look at that. Bang. Kill the Great Unclean one. So, I mean, that was awesome. I mean, I was really worried about Scamonos. I mean, Nurgle just scares the crap out of me. And yeah, it's gone pretty good. However, in this combat down with the Riksguard Knights, I don't think we even kill a single plague bearer. So we just sit there. These plague bearers go for a charge on, I think it was the Hurricanum at the time, and fail. He rolled pretty poor. So they just sit there. And then in the combat, this time we actually managed to do some damage, and then on the instability test, he ends up with 1 plague bearer left. My steam tank too, you can see up there, at some point I just moved it a little bit further away from the plague bearers. So my last turn, not a whole lot of movement. But I throw enchanted blades on these knights to try to get rid of this plague bearer. And then for some reason, I mean, it was a bit of fun. I was just joking that I'd love to see, let's get Baronas on this Hurricaneum and get it 8 attacks rerolling ASF, you know. So that's what I do without even realizing those plague bearers are a lot closer to those halberdiers than they were before. And they could have really benefited from a buff, which, hey, you start sort of throwing stuff away when you're not thinking. I banished the Furies, and yeah, with the enchanted blades and stuff were enough to kill. Actually, the knights just killed the plague bearers. Actually, no. I rolled the time. I rolled the time warp stuff up. That was the Hurricaneum time warped up. But yeah, that was a bit stupid. Because then in his last turn, he sends his plague bearers straight into those halberdiers, and they're not buffed or anything, and they get killed. I don't think I did a single wound back. No, I didn't look. And he just wiped off a whole rank, whatever. I'm not steadfast or broke. He called me dead. So that was a bit stupid considering that was 300 and something points I just gave him. Um, Not that, I don't know, maybe Time Warp would have helped, but the fact is he still did a whole crap ton of damage. Time Warp and me being in bus, now that would have been a different thing if I'd actually thought and used my brain, but I didn't. So that's where it ended up. Big win to the Empire, which is good. Um, and I don't know, I mean, geez, if you do it as a 20-0, something like an 18-2. It was a good game and great looking. I just love that that Great Unclean one. I'm going to do it, something like that. So hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you on my next battle report. Cheers, guys.